geography of modern conflict, the most critical battlefield is no longer found on the surface, but in the electromagnetic spectrum. Deep within the world's most desolate high-altitude deserts, regions where the horizon is a permanent heat shimmer and civilian surveillance is non-existent, lies the ultimate paradox of military engineering, the Operational Deep Underground Facility, or UGF. These are not merely bunkers for survival. They are hardened Tier 1 command and control nodes, designed to function as the brain of a nation's defense when the surface world is compromised. While the desert above remains a blank expanse of sand and rock, the facility below is alive with the hum of multi-megawatt power grids and the silent pulses of low-probability-of-intercept radar. This is the science of strategic denial. And to build such a base is one challenge, but to operate it, maintaining a ghost-like presence while monitoring an entire hemisphere, requires a level of technical precision that pushes the boundaries of material science and electronic warfare. From frequency-hopping arrays that hide in the background noise of the atmosphere, to cold-launch interceptors that remain flush with the desert floor until seconds before engagement, the UGF is the ultimate silent guardian. The central question of 21st century warfare is no longer who has the largest army, but who can maintain the most sophisticated command structure beneath the reach of any satellite or bunker buster. We are about to step inside the most secretive layer of operational defense. This is the engineering and strategy of the invisible fortress, the secret base hidden in the desert. To maintain air dominance across a thousands of miles radius, a desert-based deep underground facility relies on the radar horizon paradox. While traditional ground-based radar is limited by the curvature of the Earth, creating a blind zone beyond the immediate horizon, these strategic nodes utilize over-the-horizon backscatter, or OTHB, technology. By bouncing high-frequency electromagnetic waves off the ionosphere, the facility can detect airborne signatures at ranges exceeding 3,000 kilometers, effectively monitoring an entire continent from a single, static location. This massive detection envelope is managed by a phased array system composed of thousands of individual transmit and receive elements, each electronically steered to track multiple high-speed targets simultaneously. And the system operates by analyzing the clutter of the return signal, filtering out sea spray or shifting sand to isolate the specific Doppler shift of a low RCS aircraft or a ballistic missile in its mid-course phase. Because the transmitter and receiver sites are often separated by tens of kilometers and buried deep within the bedrock, the facility's core remains geographically anonymous even while it floods the upper atmosphere with surveillance energy. This capability transforms the desert from a vacant wasteland into a global watchtower, ensuring that no kinetic threat can enter the hemisphere without being categorized and tracked long before it reaches conventional radar range. The true technical achievement of a high-altitude desert facility is not just seeing the enemy, but doing so without being seen. To achieve electronic invisibility, the base employs low-probability-of-intercept, or LPI, surveillance technology. Traditional radar systems function like a lighthouse, emitting a high-powered, concentrated pulse that acts as a beacon for any adversary equipped with electronic support measures, ESM. In contrast, LPI radar utilizes complex frequency hopping and spread spectrum techniques. By distributing its electromagnetic energy across a massive bandwidth and rapidly shifting frequencies at thousands of cycles per second, the radar signal is diluted to the point where it appears as nothing more than ambient atmospheric noise to an intercept receiver. This allows the facility to maintain a constant 360-degree tactical picture while its physical location remains a ghost on the electromagnetic spectrum. Internally, advanced signal processing algorithms reconstruct the scattered return pulses into a high-fidelity track, providing the command core with real-time data on altitude, speed, and heading of potential threats. This electronic stealth ensures that the facility never reveals its position through its own emissions, forcing an intruder to hunt for a needle in a haystack of desert heat and static while being tracked with lethal precision from miles away. Deep within the geological anchor of the facility lies the hardened command core, the tactical brain of a nation's defense architecture. This Tier 1 command and control node is engineered as an autonomous ecosystem, shielded by a multi-layered Faraday cage integrated directly into the high-density structural concrete. To neutralize the primary threat of an electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, this every data cable and power line is protected by transient voltage surge suppressors and high-speed electromagnetic gaskets. This ensures that while the surface world's communications infrastructure is paralyzed by a high-altitude nuclear detonation, the facility's internal processors and fiber optic uplinks continue to coordinate a strategic response. This physical isolation is reinforced by digital sovereignty. The base operates on a completely air-gapped network, utilizing burst transmission protocols to sync with orbital military constellations in less than 45 seconds before the uplink apertures retract beneath armored desert shutters. Within this reinforced shell, the environmental control systems maintain a positive pressure atmosphere to filter out chemical or radiological contaminants, ensuring that the command staff can maintain operational control regardless of the conditions on the surface. It is a world of absolute data integrity, where the survival of a nation's sovereignty depends on the electrical silence maintained by miles of copper mesh and specialized shielding. Protecting the command core is a sophisticated integrated air defense envelope designed for cold launch rapid response. Unlike traditional surface-to-air missile batteries that are vulnerable to satellite reconnaissance due to their heat and blast signatures, the facility's interceptors are housed in vertical silos flush with the desert floor. These silos utilize a high-pressure gas ejection system to launch long-range interceptors into the air before their rocket motors ignite, preventing a thermal launch flash that could be instantly detected by space-based infrared sensors. Each interceptor is linked to the base's low-probability-of-intercept radar through a secure encrypted data link, allowing for mid-course guidance corrections in a multi-target engagement scenario. The strategic objective is absolute denial. To an adversary, the desert remains a vacant expanse of sand and heat haze until the exact moment of engagement, when the sand itself begins to launch supersonic, radar-guided interceptors. This seamless integration of hardened command and concealed firepower creates a dead zone for any unauthorized aircraft, ensuring that the facility remains a ghost on the map while exercising total control over the surrounding airspace. By the time a threat realizes it has entered an active engagement zone, the interceptor is already terminal, guided by a system that has been tracking its every move since it crossed the 3,000-kilometer radar horizon. Maintaining global connectivity while remaining geographically isolated requires a sophisticated array of deep-bore satellite uplinks. These high-gain multi-band antennas are housed in retractable silos, protected by multi-ton armored hatches that match the exact radar and thermal signature of the surrounding desert floor. To prevent detection by orbital electronic intelligence, ELINT satellites, the facility utilizes burst transmission protocols, condensing hours of tactical data into millisecond pulses. In less than 45 seconds, a concealed 20-meter dish emerges from the bedrock, aligns with a designated military constellation using high-torque, brushless motors. Diane completes a secure encrypted handshake before retracting into its hardened vault. This rapid deployment cycle ensures that the base remains a ghost on the electromagnetic spectrum, communicating only in the narrow windows between foreign satellite passes. In the age of cyber warfare, the base's physical isolation acts as its primary firewall. By remaining dark for the majority of the operational day, it prevents adversaries from mapping its uplink frequencies or attempting a remote intrusion. This creates a secure bridge between the subterranean command core and the global theater of operations, allowing for real-time coordination of remote assets without ever revealing the base's precise coordinates through sustained radio emissions. Beyond the visible horizon, the desert surrounding the facility is seeded with an autonomous perimeter defense system that operates on a zero-trust architecture. To maintain absolute stealth, the base replaces traditional human patrols with thousands of buried seismic acoustic sensors and fiber optic pressure cables. These sensors detect the minute rhythmic vibrations of approaching vehicles or low-flying aircraft, feeding the data directly into an AI-augmented threat assessment engine within the command core. This system can distinguish between a natural geological shift and the specific acoustic signature of an engine type from over 15 kilometers away. Supporting this seismic grid are stabilized thermal optics hidden within artificial rock formations. Operating in the mid-wave infrared spectrum, these sensors identify heat signatures against the high-contrast background of the desert sun with surgical precision. Because these systems are entirely passive, they emit no signal for an intruder's electronic support measures to track, creating an invisible 360-degree kill zone. Long before an unauthorized actor can see the facility's concealed apertures, the base has already categorized them as a threat and calculated a firing solution. In this environment, the perimeter is not a fence, but a data-driven boundary where human intervention is only required at the final moment of engagement. The ultimate strategic value of a desert-based deep underground facility lies in its role as a second strike command node, a hardened insurance policy against the total collapse of surface-level military infrastructure. To ensure survival during a high-intensity conflict, these facilities are engineered for decadal operational autonomy. Power is often supplied by closed-loop geothermal arrays, such as the Ever Loop or Mill Loop systems, which tap into the Earth's natural heat miles beneath the crust. Unlike traditional generators, these systems require no external fuel and can increase water temperatures by approximately 30 degrees Celsius through natural thermosiphoning, creating a self-sustaining energy cycle independent of the national grid. This is complemented by high-efficiency CO2 scrubbers and deep aquifer water extraction, allowing a crew of hundreds to maintain peak operational readiness without ever breaching the surface. However, the true technological peak of the Desert Ghost is its ability to project power from the depths. Hidden beneath the sand are very low frequency, or VLF, antennas, massive horizontal wire arrays that can span several square kilometers. These antennas generate long wavelength signals capable of penetrating seawater to depths of 40 meters, allowing the base to communicate directly with submerged nuclear ballistic missile submarines across the globe. By providing a survivable link to a nation's sea-based deterrent, the UGF ensures that the command signals for a retaliatory strike originate from a mountain that remains a ghost on every enemy target map, effectively anchoring the global balance of power in the prehistoric rock of the desert. This is the final sequence for The Secret Base Hidden in the Desert, under the V6 War Systems lock. We will conclude with the technological climax and the final conclusion. The Stage 4, Technological Climax Focus. The ultimate breakthrough in strategic deterrence and the emergence of war without a center. The true technological climax of the modern desert fortress is its role in a new doctrine of global defense, mosaic resilience. As of 2026, the evolution of bunker buster technology, such as the 30,000-pound GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator and the newly deployed 5,000-pound GBU-72/B, has forced a radical engineering shift. No longer is a base's survival dependent on a single hardened shell. Instead, these facilities have become fragmented, interconnected nodes within a decentralized military cloud. This architecture is designed to survive the disappearance of the center. Even if a hypersonic projectile or a nuclear penetrator breaches a primary command level, and the facility's mission-critical data and command authority automatically migrate to deep-crust subnodes via quantum-encrypted fiber optics. This ghost command capability ensures that the strategic response, from the activation of collaborative combat aircraft, CCA, to the coordination of God-Rod kinetic strikes from orbit, remains uninterrupted. In this environment, the desert base is no longer a static target to be destroyed, but a living, shifting digital organism buried in the granite. It is the ultimate engineering breakthrough of the decade, a system that remains combat effective even after its physical heart has been struck. This shift from hardened protection to functional immortality has fundamentally altered the calculus of 21st century deterrence, proving that in the war of the future, the most powerful center of gravity is the one that has no single location,